Okay. All right, we're recording. So what I wanted to do tonight was just give you an overview of this course because it might look a little bit different compared to some of the other courses that you've taken. The first thing I want to do is just pull up Brightspace and go through assignments, discussion, final exam, and then the PPE activities. And so the way the course is actually laid out, here I'll pull it up while I'm. So the way that the course is actually laid out, if you look at this content here, the content page, is 4 units. So unit 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we have the PPE activities. So units 1 through 4 take place prior to your PPE. Then you go out on your PPE, and while you're out there, you'll complete the PPE activities, which is journaling. There's a mentor evaluation that your site mentor will complete, and then there is an evaluation that you'll complete on your experience. Okay. So just a little bit, hold on one sec, somebody just joined. There we go. All right, so so that is the way that the course is laid out, is by unit. Then there are discussions. I have everything linked within the unit. I also wanted to point out that I've now linked the course calendar and assignment due dates right here in each unit. And so I'm going to pull that up really quick as well. And notice here, everything is on here. If you see something that doesn't look right, please say something because I'm managing 4 of these calendars for the classes I'm teaching. So if I miss something, please say something, or, you know, if it doesn't look right. I am not offended in any way and I want it to be correct. It should match what's in Brightspace in terms of due dates. Note that there are these tabs at the bottom for the months as they go along. We are going to, I'm going to point out here, most of the units are 2 weeks long, but unit 3, I'm making it 3 weeks long. 1, because we have the time, and 2, because I'm going to be at the AHEMA conference. And so it just kind of gives me a little bit more time, gives you guys a little bit of a breather, and like I said, we have the time before your PPEs. And then we do have PPEs set to start on November 7th and run those 2 weeks, is the week of the 7th and the 14th. Then you'll notice, I don't know if I can get to it. Give me one second here. Then in December, there really is nothing, okay, except for those final PPE things, the evaluations that you have to complete and your journal entries. You have that time to complete that. But I'm going to talk a little bit about what you can do during this time in a little bit. So that's the course calendar. I'm going to go back to Unit 1 here. So a couple other things I want to point out is I do have the PPE manual as well, hyperlinked in each of the units. Oh, hold on, I have a chat. Oh, shoot. Okay, I'm going to shoot. Okay, you guys, you can't see my screen. I'm so sorry. I'm going to shut my my video off. Now, can you guys see my screen? Maybe somebody type in the chat. Or unmute yourself. Only the very first one. Okay. All right. Well, okay, I'm back on Unit 1, so I'm hoping you can see that. I'm sorry for the technical issues. I've been having some internet stuff going on. So, okay, so back to Unit 1. All the units are laid out pretty much the same, with reading assignments, watching videos and things that you should go through, and then the assignments, okay? This first one I have laid out a little bit differently because we want you to get your Castle Branch items completed as soon as possible, okay? So within Castle Branch, I'm hoping you guys all got the email from Eric today and that you've maybe had a chance to look at it a little bit. And so start that as soon as possible if you're able to, because those are the things that could hold up your PPE or cause you to, oh, now you only see the Microsoft Word doc. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm going to stop share. How about that? And I'm going to try it again. Okay. Okay, can you all see? I'm hoping you can see bright space right now. I think that what's happening is there's a lag and I'm clicking back and forth. Oh, shoot. Okay, some of you can, some of you can't. I'm so sorry, you guys. Try to follow along, and this should be recording. This should be recording, and you should be able to view it on the YouTube link that I'm going to post afterwards. So again, I'm very sorry. So just listen and follow along the best you can. All right. What was I going to say here? Okay, so the Castle Branch items. I have those set up here in Unit 1, like I said, because I want you to get those done as soon as possible. I also have the HIPAA training listed here. HIPAA training is also a requirement, and it's part of the agreement that we sign with all of the organizations that host our students. We tell them that we are going to provide HIPAA training to you in advance, okay? They might do their own thing once you get there, once you start your PPE, but we do this to cover our bases, okay? So I do have that set up a little bit differently. I have that right here, HIPAA training for CSS healthcare students. And I'm hoping you can see this, but what you'll see is that there are lessons, then there are lesson self-checks. And what I wanted to point out with this is that those self-checks do not count against your grade for the course. They don't, you can take them as many times as you want. They're just there as a tool to help you to pass the final HIPAA exam, which is at the very bottom here, the HIPAA final, okay? I do ask that you get 100% on the HIPAA final. We want to make sure that you're prepared. One caveat with that is you do get 3 chances to get 100%, okay? So if you find that 3 chances is not enough or 3 attempts at the exam, please email me and let me know. I can give you another attempt, okay? So that's a little bit about that. I got a chat here. I'm just going to check. Okay. Everything's all right, I think, for now. Okay. So this unit's discussions, we have a few discussions, as you've probably already seen. There is this course Q&A. I will tell you that this is a great way if you have a question, post it here, because if I can't answer it, maybe your classmates can. It's a way to kind of bounce ideas off of each other and those kinds of things, okay, if you have PPE questions. Right now we're with student introductions. I know my screen might look a little bit different than yours. Coming up in Unit 2, we have the Lion Mind discussion and a personal brand discussion. Unit 3, we have PPE ethics and Benedictine values. And then lastly, in Unit 4, a leadership style discussion. And then you'll see here at the bottom, this is the PPE journal. So when you hear me talking about the need to journal while you're on your PPEs, this is where you're going to enter your journal entries, okay? And there'll be further instructions on that as we get closer to your PPE. Okay, so I talked about the assignments, I talked about the discussions. The one other thing I wanted to hit on here was the final exam, which is new this year. I have, in the past, I've only done the final exam on just the PPE manual, but I found that students honestly weren't watching my videos and weren't doing some of the things I needed them to do or reading some of the items I needed them to. And so the final exam now is going to cover the PPE manual, the readings, and my videos. And so that's right here. And I believe it's 30 points, if I remember right. So we're going to try that. Let me just quick peek at my agenda. I don't want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. So next, I already showed you the course calendar. Let's talk about the PPE manual really quick. Again, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this on my screen, but I'm just going to, like I said, I have the PPE manual hyperlinked in all of the units. And so this is something that you're going to need as you move through your PPE for sure. And as you prepare for your PPE, it's important that you go through and you read this. I do have lectures set up within each unit to address the PPE manual. So Kevin, I know you can't see anything, but like I said, I'm hoping that the recording is capturing everything and you'll be able to follow along. But if you want to click on the PPE manual link within Brightspace, you can go ahead and do that. I'm just simply showing it to you guys. I'm not going to go through it because it would take me hours to get through it all. Not hours, but a good hour or so. But there's 3 units here, or sorry, 3 sections: the basic, mentor resources, and student resources. And so make sure you check each of those out, but I'm going to go back here and I'm going to show you just within each of the units. I have taken the time to record overviews of the PPE manual. So you can read it all yourself. That's just fine. Or it might be good to watch my videos and then see what I'm highlighting and what the main points, okay, is what I'm trying to say. So this, for Unit 1, we have Part 1, an introduction to the PPE manual. Unit 2, there's another one, mentor resources, and then Unit 3, I have 2 more videos, student resources, and then the final PPE report. The final PPE report is something that is like the culmination of your PPE experience. It's a major report that you're going to develop after the PPE, okay? And if you watch my videos or read the manual, you'll see what it's all about. Like I said, if I started talking about it right now, it would take me a really long time. So I'm not going to dive into that, but I wanted to point those out to you guys. Let's see what else here. So, let's talk about the resume writing workshop for next week. So the resume writing workshop is something we've been doing now for, gosh, the last 5 or 6 years. And I have found it to be really helpful to students to get their resume in tip-top shape. We do the resumes for several different reasons. First, we want you to have a professional resume because many of you are looking for jobs, right? We want you to have a resume that is comprehensive of what you've accomplished up to this point from your career. And so, hold on, I'm just going to mute somebody here. Okay, I think I did. Yep. All right. So the resume is something that, one, you're going to use and have ready for you if you need it. So maybe you're on the PPE and there's a job opening that you want to apply for. You're going to have a resume ready to go, right, and to submit. The other reason is that we like to send your resume to your PPE mentor in advance of your arrival or the start of your PPE. This gives them a sense of what you've already experience from a professional standpoint, right? So if you've been coding for the last 20 years, they're not going to spend, 8 hours on coding with you, right? So it gives them a sense of what your past experience has been and what they can maybe focus on. If you have no healthcare experience or no HIM experience, it gives them obviously a lot more opportunity to show you different things within the department. And if you have a lot of experience in HIM, then maybe they're going to have you experience some things outside of the department that relate to HIM and data management, okay? So what I wanted to say about that is that Mary Anderson, I'm hoping you guys can view the resume assignment here, but Mary Anderson is going to host that resume writing workshop. I'm actually not going to be in attendance, but Eric Nordgren is going to be in attendance. My daughters had something come up, of course, after I scheduled this, and I just can't miss it. And so, so Eric's going to fill in for me, but Mary is an excellent speaker and she has done this for years. And so I just want to make sure you guys all do your best to attend that. But the one thing I wanted to point out is that the resume assignment is 2 parts, okay? The first part is you're going to attend the resume workshop. You're going to modify the resume that you currently have based off of what Mary shares with you, okay? And then you're going to email your resume to Career Services by Sunday, September 18th, okay? So when you submit it to Career Services, they're going to provide you with a bunch of feedback on how you can improve your resume, okay? They're going to turn it around in a timely fashion. Mary has assured me of this. And then you're going to, again, apply the feedback that you get from them, okay? And then you're going to submit your resume to Brightspace. So it's part 1 and part 2, okay? So I hope that makes sense, and I hope that you're able to get a lot out of that. So the resume workshop lasts approximately 1 hour, typically. And so, like I said, do your best. If you can't attend the whole thing, don't worry about it, okay? I'm probably going to have Mary record it again as well, but it's just nice to, be there in person and get the information firsthand. So that's the resume. So if you don't have a resume right now, I would recommend that you get something written down between now and the workshop, okay? Just get something on paper so that you have something to kind of take notes on and modify and things like that, okay? All right, let me see what I have next on my agenda here. Okay, Castle Branch items. So Eric did send out an email today. I've mentioned this now. Castle Branch items are due on Friday, October 7th, okay? So this assignment that's listed here in Unit 1 is once you submit all of your Castle Branch items and you've checked off all the items on the list, Eric is gonna let me know, and then I'll give you the points associated with it. If it's not done by October 7th, I'll be honest with you, in some cases, a PPE could be in jeopardy. We have had it where students have had to have their PPE delayed because they didn't get their immunizations or health screening or background checks done in time. So please don't procrastinate on the Castle Branch items, okay? It's really important that you get those done as soon as possible. All right, I'm cruising along here. Let me see where my agenda's at. I talked about the HIPAA training. Oh, let's talk about pre-PPE meetings, okay? So I gotta remember what unit I had it in. I believe it's unit 3, maybe. There's the meeting. Might have been unit 2. Yes, so unit 2. So in unit 2, we have this pre-PPE conference worksheet, okay? So what this is a way for you to think about your PPE and what you want to accomplish while you're on your PPE, okay? So the goals you've set for yourselves, the things that you're maybe worried about, the things that, think about the things that you want to accomplish both personally and professionally. For example, sometimes students are more introverted and have a tendency to be more quiet and not ask questions or be afraid of that. Those are things that you should put on your pre-PPE conference worksheet, because we'll talk about ways that maybe you can break out of your shell. That's just one example. And so think about those things. If you have really a desire and interest in a certain area, maybe you want to set that as a goal for yourself to understand a certain area better than you did at the beginning of the PPE. Okay. Sometimes students just want to network, and building their network is important to them. Okay. So some of those things, but check that out, the pre-PPE worksheet. And then once we're done, once you've submitted the pre-PPE worksheet, we're going to have a pre-PPE conference, and that is just between you and me over Zoom, okay? And so we'll use that pre-PPE conference worksheet as our agenda for that meeting, okay? So I'll click on it. We'll see if it works here, if you guys can see it. I have dates already pre-selected, so Sunday, October 16th, Monday the 17th, and Wednesday the 19th. if for some reason none of these dates or times work for you, please email me and we will set up a time that does work for you, okay? If you sign up for a time and then you realize that it doesn't work for you, email me, please. Don't just come in here and switch it around. Because if nobody's going to be online at 7 o'clock on Monday the 17th, then I won't be online, right? And sometimes I don't catch it in time. So anyways, please email me if you need to change something. Yeah, so that's the pre-PPE conference worksheet. And so, or sign up and a little bit about that. But during that time too, we'll also talk about your PPE site. And I can give you some insight if I know your mentor, what has happened in the past at experienced PPEs at that site, some of those kinds of things. Okay, so it's meant to just be a conversation between you and me, and they typically last about a half an hour or 20 minutes. So, all right, let's see here. What else? I think the only other thing I had on here was the AHIMA conference, and I put that on there just as kind of a question to all of you to see if anybody was planning to attend. Because if you are, we do have a reception that we host at AHIMA. So if you're going to be there, drop me an email, let me know, and I'll make sure you get that information. Okay. All right. So what questions do you have? This is your chance to ask me some questions. It could be about the class or the PPE, whatever.
For the PPE, is it only just those 2 weeks in November, the 7th through the 14th? We can only do it those 2 weeks for the 80 hours?
So those are kind of like the standard dates that we have set up. But if you have a conflict with those dates, please reach out to Eric. So sometimes sites may have a conflict with those dates as well, and then we just push it out more into December. So definitely communicate with Eric about your actual PPE site and the dates that they have set up for you. So Kevlin, definitely please email Eric and ask him if the site has communicated with him about the dates for your PPE.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay, I'm just checking out the chat here. Okay, thank you, Shirley. Okay, yes, I understand the VA can be challenging, Gabrielle, so just do your best and but start early if you're worried about getting your PPE, or sorry, I have PPE in the brain, getting your immunizations in a timely manner. So yeah, definitely start on that early.
I think I also had a question too about that because I did turn all of mine in today, but they asked you about the flu shot. Now I did have the flu shot in at the end of April. I think that should constitute for this season, right? Or do I need to retake I submitted everything already, but I just want to make sure because okay, good. Okay.
Yeah, it should. And Eric will let you know. So the nice thing about Castle Branch is, I know it's just one more system, but the nice thing about Castle Branch is that it kind of helps us with that checking to make sure everything is in line with dates and all that good stuff. So like, or in compliance. And so if it's not in compliance, Eric will definitely let you know, especially if you already submitted everything. So you should hear probably even by Friday.
Okay, good deal. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, also, I know last time I went through Castle Branch when I did my RHIT, they require that I have healthcare insurance. This time I noticed they did not require that. Do they require you?
No, we don't. I do mention it in the PPE manual, like, but it's only if you know, you require medical attention while you're at your PPE. And it's more just to let you know that obviously the College of St. Scholastica isn't going to pay for your medical expenses if you incur them. But it's not a requirement on our part.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yep. Right. I think I talked really fast, you guys. I'm so sorry. I hope I didn't go through this too quickly tonight, but I just kind of wanted to give you an overview because it is a little bit different than other courses. So I don't see any more questions right now. So I'm just going to leave you with this. So I'm going to pull up the, if I can find it, maybe I shut it already, the course calendar and assignment due dates. So you are going to complete your PPE, right, in November, most likely. And then after you're done with your PPE, you're going to have, the end of November and then all of December available to you. So while you're on your PPE, you're going to be taking a lot of notes. You're going to be completing and trying to accomplish all of the things that are laid out in the PPE manual. There's instructions there for what needs to go into your final PPE report. And if I was you, I would highly recommend that you take this time between the end of your PPE and all of December to work on that PPE report. The PPE report is going to be due in HIM 4556, which is the seminar course. And most of you, I believe all of you, are slated to take seminar in spring 1 of 2023. Okay, so starting in January. And so I just wanted to encourage you all to take that time to work on that PPE report, because obviously once spring 1 starts up, you're going to have other classes. And the other thing is I don't give you dedicated time to complete the PPE report in seminar. I'm expecting that you're working on that kind of along the way and that you're going to turn it in on the due date that I assign. Typically that due date is 3 to 4 weeks into the semester. So then I have a couple weeks to grade all of them. So I'll leave you with that's kind of the way that the calendar is set up. Yeah, so sorry, I was just checking the chat one last time here. And so, yeah, that's the calendar, and that's the way that the course is structured. Typically, these PPE journals and this stuff is completed right after your PPE, so you don't need to worry about that. I mainly just have that on here as just a final due date for those assignments. So, and that's all I have for you. Gabrielle, would you mind sticking on and just so we can chat a little bit after this meeting? All right. Okay, if I don't have any other questions, I am going to let you all go. And please don't hesitate to email me, okay? All right. Have a great evening and take care. Hey, Gabrielle, I'll just wait for Krista to sign off here and then you and I can chat, okay?